So everybody gave their girlfriends, and all of them are guys. Everybody gave their girlfriend's number, and they were calling. I think out of 100, it was only two.
She's the only one. I mean, she's the right person to have the conversation with. So if it was on the flip side, where a girl is trying to seduce or flirt with the guy, she'll also be suspicious. So it's now for the guy to assure her and reassure her, and also create boundaries. See, some people don't have boundaries. See, sometimes people see the red flags
And
they say shook head, hoping that with me, it will not happen.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live podcast, your safe space. If you're just joining us for the first time, I'm Ruth Oloche, and my co-host for today is
Happy Oni.
So today we'll be talking about a very spicy topic, a topic that so many people, it's been a question in so many people's mind, but a few dare to answer it out loud. And the topic is it okay to test your partner's loyalty? So we've heard of stories of fake social media accounts. We've heard where friends were being sent to go test, like your partner's loyalty. You send your friends to go test and see if they're going to fail or not fail, fall for it. So why do people really do that? Why do they test their partner's loyalty? And is it even right to do that? Is it a sign of love or lack of trust?
Okay. I think for us to deal with this topic, we have to paint scenarios so that our audience will understand. So take, for example, I saw a video recently of a lady who had been suspicious of her boyfriend having something to do with his co-worker. So one of the things she said to the producers of the whatever that the guys that were involved in things like that she reached out to. So one of the things she said to them was, there is this relationship the guy had with his co-worker, which people call, office wife, office husband kind of relationship. Those things happen. So eventually she began to grow suspicious, especially with the way they communicate, the way they talk to each other, chat. She just was feeling one kind of vibe like that was off.
Like there's something fishy.
Yeah, so she decided to test, and then she reached out to these guys, and they set the guy up with her friend. So this her friend happened to be a music artist, and then she owned a big house. So what they did was, she called him. They set up cameras in the lady's house everywhere.
Unknown to the man.
Unknown to the guy. So she called him to ask him to help her pick up her charger from the friend's house. So I think she sent him the address or so. Then the guy went. So on getting there, he didn't know they were in another room. So the lady, pretended to be tipsy, kind of. And then when he came in to pick up the charger, she greeted him, asked him in, and then engaged him in conversation. Then asked him to stay back to listen to the EP she was dropping. So, and then to get his thoughts, on what she had done. So this guy stayed. Those ones were listening from the other room and watching as well. So he stayed back, and then they began to talk, and they didn't touch the issue of the charger again. They just began to talk, and then the girl was like, she was celebrating the drop of her EP, and then that she would like to show him that he shouldn't mind that she was tipsy, but because she was in a mood to celebrate, she offer? She asked if she could offer him a drink, which he declined. He just said thank you, no. And then she went on and on trying to flirt with him. So na charger they send Oga me go carry you. She Oga will collect charger and waka.
Go where they send it to.
Oga was enjoying the attention. So later she asked him to follow her to her bedroom. So she could show him some of her merchandise.
Yeah.
So she brought out I think 2 shirts. Yeah, 2 shirts. She brought out 2 shirts, showed him, put the shirts on her body for him to see what it would look like.
Yeah.
Not that she put them on.
Yeah.
She just yes.
Place it on her. So.
Yeah, the guy was impressed. And then she sat on his lap. She Oga will carry himself and be going. He didn't carry himself and be going. He now held her waist.
My God. Aye.
Meanwhile, Auntie in the other room, pressure on the high, temperature on the high. And she was, she was like, she was even hoping the guy will,
like, no, I have a girlfriend. Stop it.
Oh, wait now. In fact, before they entered the room, she asked him if he had a girlfriend. If him and the friend were serious. So he said, no, they're just a thing.
Woo.
So that was like, they're just a thing. So he said, they're just a thing. I said, okay, how will you define the relationship? He said, it's complicated. That
wow.
Was like, yeah, it's complicated. So she was, in fact, she had said tearing up, and then they just calmed her down. So then they went to the room, and what happened. Not that they did anything. He held her waist while she was still sitting on his laps, and they kept talking. And eventually, they left the room, and then they went back to the sitting room. And then she said, okay, she followed her to the dining area to pick up the charger. She pulled, before they went into the room, she asked him to drop his phone. Reason being that those ones wanted to have access to it, to be able to check his conversations with his colleague. So the girlfriend knew his password, but she wasn't sure if he had changed it.
Yeah.
So by the time they went into the room, they came out, picked the phone, opened it, and then checked. She went through the conversation, but it seemed he had changed or shortened the other lady's name.
Okay.
So he didn't use her full name. He shortened the name.
Yeah.
So so she wasn't too sure if it was a person. Then when she went through the conversation, she discovered that there were instances where some messages were deleted. So they were not in sync. So there was no flow. Deleted some. So there was no flow.
Yes.
So that got her, and then she decided to to change the other lady's name to her name. You get?
Yeah.
So, and tried to chat him up as though it was the other lady. You get? So, this was while they were inside. So, when they came out, they had gone back to the room. He picked up his phone and tried chatting him up as though she was the one, because she deleted the thread, their own chats.
Yes.
And then, being that it was now her name, that's the other lady's name that she used to replace her own name. So, she began to try to chat him up, but he wasn't really responding. So she wanted to see. So unfortunately for the guy, after they had the conversation of the relationship being complicated and all, then the lady decided to come out. So she told the producer that she wanted to confront him. Okay, the guy asked if she was willing to confront. She said yes, she was willing to confront, but the camera shouldn't come out yet to get his reaction. So she rang the bell, or she made her presence known. Then the other friend came out from the room. That one was actually stalking. She was, she was stalling.
Yes.
To give them time to get whatever it was that they wanted to get. So when she came out eventually, she the guy was like, who was there? She said it was her friend. So he came out. When he came out, he was shocked to see her. She was seated on the couch waiting. That's his own girlfriend. Was seated. And then he came out, he was shocked and guilt written all over his face. So she began to question him. There's a difference between asking questions and questioning someone. She began to question him, and then he became defensive. She's like, you don't need to be defensive. It was Charger I asked to come and carry, and you're taking so long. Me, I came to, and all that. So he went on and then began to gaslight her. So eventually those other guys now came out, and she told him that he couldn't deny anything because she saw everything on camera. She heard every word he said. And then, of course, he was trying to gaslight her and all that. Those other ones now came out, and the guy shamelessly began to yell, and all that. So eventually they sent him out. Now, the reason why I went ahead to say all this is because I want us to pick certain things from this story. The first thing I want us to pick would be trust.
Yeah.
Which is a major reason why people test other people's loyalty. But basically, this happens more in relationships. I mean, guy-girl relationship. It's a different ball game if it's maybe a business relationship or, all those other kind of things. But in a girl-guy kind of relationship, trust. So what would have led someone to want to test a person's loyalty will be the fact that there's no trust. You understand? Yeah. So, and if there is no trust, what is the essence of being in a relationship. With someone? Yeah. And these things can be due to lack of communication, or maybe over time the person has lied. Has said things that are questionable. The person has a questionable character, and then you decide to test them this way. In doing this, let's look on the flip side. The person that is doing the testing, the emotions that erupt from these kind of things. So, like I said, she was hoping that the guy will leave, that the guy will not allow the other girl to, close to him. But that did not happen. So you can imagine her state of mind at the time, anxiety.
Yeah.
You get. So there's a lack of trust. There's the anxiety on the other person's part. There is fear. So it is the fear and the lack of trust that will lead you to. So these things have a lot of ripple effects. Take, for example, another story of a lady whose boyfriend sent someone to give perfumes to. And when the guy reached there, got to her place, greeted her and said, you have a package. I was like, oh, perfumes. I love perfumes. Asked, okay, who do you think sent the perfumes to? She now mentioned a different name. I said, are you sure? Yes. How long have you been in a relationship with this person? She said 3.5 years. So the guy now said, okay, she should call. He now called the guy that sent the perfume. When she saw the guy, she knelt down the middle of the road and started begging. So the guy was disappointed, asking that how long have we been in a relationship? She has been in a relationship with this guy that sent her the perfume as long as she had been in a relationship with the other guy.
How is she doing it?
Okay. So now the guy decided to test her loyalty. So it goes both ways. So you could never know what to expect from these kind of things.
How about instead of setting all these traps and all these things, how about they just have a deeper conversation?
Okay. They can have deeper conversations. But how many people will be willing to be truthful?
Yeah. Okay, what do you have to say about this? Because I feel, just like you said, it's just lack of trust. But it's same thing, just as excuse me, what's happened. This one is this guy and this lady and are in a relationship. So they were holding, or how should I put it? Someone came and said, "Okay, this is my job. Oh." I test, I
Okay.
test loyalty in relationships. So
Alright.
I don't know if you guys are interested. And a few of them said, "Yes, I would. I would want to do that." So everybody gave their girlfriends, and all of them are guys. Everybody gave their girlfriend's number, and
Okay.
they were calling. I think out of 100, excuse me. I think out of 100, it was only two.
Ha.
There was a guy that was, I think it's a month. It's only just a month for him to do his wedding.
Ha.
Called the lady and they asked her what's the, okay, the thing is, okay, they called her and said, "Okay, your boyfriend has won us this particular amount of money, and we just want you to call your boyfriend's name and then we award him the money." And she called another person
Ah.
a month to her wedding. Instead of,
Wait, the person she whose name she mentioned, was she in a relationship with the person, or it was just someone that she really liked and
she was in a relationship with a person
okay,
and
like
she was getting married, right?
to another person.
Yes. And it was a whole lot. Now, I'm talking about the people that are just together. And then now there's this guy that the relationship is okay. Nothing, like everything is going well, right? But then he said, since everybody is testing, let me also test.
Okay.
Which he also gave his girlfriend's number and they called. And luckily for him, she mentioned his
His
name.
name.
And
Okay.
now I'm wondering, since is it that I know it's still the same thing we're talking about, but I'm wondering, is it that he doesn't trust her? Or why would he even do such a thing when you know that this lady have you and you alone? Why would you want to go into that game? What are you thinking? What scenarios is playing in your head? Why don't you trust her? Why?
The same reason why someone else that did it got the results that they got.
And it was on loudspeaker.
Hey,
Yeah.
did they show their faces?
No, I don't think they did. They did
Okay.
not. Just so why?
Like I said, lack of trust. And someone else might just want to prove that this person is loyal to me.
Yeah, and then they'll not fall his hand.
Then they fold their hands. And on the other hand, this other person can feel betrayed. You see, when you feel like someone doesn't trust you, there's a certain way you begin to, by default, you begin to feel when you are aware that
Yeah.
someone is doubting your loyalty towards them. There's a way you begin to feel.
Yeah.
So someone tests you like that, you feel a sense of betrayal. Especially, let's call it what it is. It's you setting traps.
Yeah.
Traps that can make someone fall, and you are hoping the person will not fall.
True.
So when the person now eventually falls, you get. So
Yeah.
it's just a few that will not fall for those for your
Yeah,
hand in those
yeah.
kind of situations. So there is the issue of betrayal. You feel betrayed, you feel pained. Even if you end up with a person, you can, those things will just go and hide somewhere in your subconscious because it has happened. It has happened.
You can't take it away from
You
your
can't
head.
again except you seriously, intentionally have the conversation and deliberately move on from it together. If not, those things will just be hidden somewhere. And then you live your life in doubt, thinking that at some point, this person might test me again. At some point, this person might be doubting if I really, really am loyal to them, or I love them, or I trust them. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
So there is that betrayal. I saw another one of a lady who Shukeshi and her guy were called, and the guy said, the guy said, can you both exchange your phones? Oh yeah. Immediately he said, do you trust each other? They're 100%, 100%. Okay. Do you hide things from one another? Oh no. When are you getting married anytime? So, oh yes, we're in the process of, I've even paid her dowry.
Whoa.
So it's just to go and formalize everything. I said, okay, is it okay for you to exchange phones? The guy was like, yes, yes, yes. He stretched his phone and the girl started scratching her head. She says she was, agitated.
Yes.
So the guy was like, give your bobo your phone now. She reluctantly did. By the time the guy opened her phone, she opened his, went through his social media. Saw nothing. The guy went through her own, only for him to open her WhatsApp and find that she had been sending her nudes to someone else. This guy literally fell on the ground and began to cry.
I'm having goosebumps.
The guy literally fell on the ground and began to cry. Someone that he was getting, in fact, he had paid her dowry. It was as good as.
Then what is their problem?
So why string people along if your heart is not in it?
That's the thing.
You remember the last session you had with Josh?
Yeah.
And you talked about how, this person had been with this other person forever. Yeah. Some people are just in it for what they can gain.
For what they can gain.
And they lose their humanity. They string these people along, not thinking or not remembering that they have a life. So you waste someone's time and resources on you, and then you move on with someone. How do you sleep at night?
I feel some people's heart is behind their back. That's just it, because that's wickedness.
But now let's put a balance to it. Sometimes people test people's loyalty just to be sure they can move to the next stage in their relationship. If they are worth going deeper with. So we're trying to put a balance to it. So sometimes people don't do it for malicious reasons. It's just they need assurance. But of course, all these things come from the point of fear.
That's the thing.
So if you cannot trust God with your relationship and watch the person's character, how the person behaves, acts, deals with things consistently, then what's the point in being in a relationship with them? You'll be projecting. Sometimes you might be coming out from a bad relationship and then you test other people
based on what
you have experienced. You'll be projecting on them, and they might just be good people that have no guile in them, that they don't think evil of anyone. They just do their thing and try to be good to everyone. And then you test them. You don't consider how they feel. So we understand the tester's side view. We also understand the testee. The testee. So it all just boils down to fear. What if you're trying to test someone who already has figured you are trying to test them and they just play along, and it does not reflect their true character? So what I mean by that is, I am not doing anything wrong. And I figure that you're trying to test me. Yeah. So in order to, indulge you, and I'll do that thing that you're trying to test me for. So what happens in the end?
It's the person's heart that will be broken now. What did they look for? You don't see them. So you collect it like that. And there's this incident that happened. So I don't know. I see it as lack of trust.
What? Okay.
So here's the thing. This lady with her boyfriend, right? Whenever she wants to pick a call, she walks away. Okay. Like when a call comes in and they're together, she just excuses herself and then few meters and then she answers the call. Unknown to her that her guy is already being suspicious.
Okay.
That why would she leave where they are?
Because anyone would
pick
the
call. And she, on the other hand, she don't want to, like, should I use the word distract?
Okay.
She just wants to be by herself to pick the call. So now, when he finally voiced out and said, "You're making me suspicious," and this lady in question have told this guy about someone that is disturbing her, like, give me a chance.
Yeah.
Let me show you who I am. And now this person said to her that, how do I know that it's not this person that is you're trying to give attention to? That's why you're excusing yourself. So now, why would he say that? And him saying that now will make, I'm just saying from my own
Yes, I
perspective,
understand.
is making that lady not being able to share with him whatever, because now if she had not shared with him, he wouldn't have used that, or he wouldn't have make that the issue there.
Yeah.
Right? Him saying that now will make her not want to share anything with him.
I understand.
And why would he even say that? That's my question.
See, the truth is, sometimes we need to put ourselves in other people's shoes to know what it feels like to be in a situation. So now she's honest enough to tell the guy that there is somebody that is, that there's competition. No?
Yeah.
And then she's acting this way, stepping away to receive calls.
Yeah.
Of course, he'll be suspicious. Not suspicious because of the fact that she's cheating, but of the fact that someone else is getting or taking her attention, or she's trying to hide something or someone. It could be anything. But of course, he has mentioned that there's someone who is competition. So if you had said that, what are you hiding? Just that, not saying there's someone, mentioning someone else, then it could have been something else. But he said there's someone else, and then she's stepping away to receive calls. He's a human being. He'll be suspicious. Now it's for her to clear his doubts. And how do you go about it? Communication. You get communication. So, okay, guy, in all honesty, this is the reason why I step away when I want to receive a call or make calls. Yes, there is, see, a man that loves you, that is into you, he'll be territorial. Have you seen the Agama lizard?
Yeah.
Have you seen lions in the jungle? Have you, even animals, they mark their territory.
Talk more human.
We get sense, plenty sense.
Yeah.
So even animals mark their territory. A guy will mark his territory. He will protect his investment, his interests. You get.
Yeah.
So, and is it the guy that you now go and have the conversation with? It is still the lady that you have the conversation with. On the flip side, if it was a lady, some ladies have gone to the extreme, where they go to fight their competition.
I can never do such a thing.
Okay. Never happened to you. So the thing is, say, Olua, don't allow me to say what will make me to go and fight.
Someone said, if you see me, say I go fight because of man. May that lady beats me very well. Because why? Why?
So he's the only one. I mean, she's the right person to have the conversation with. So if it was on the flip side, where a girl is trying to seduce or flirt with the guy, she'll also be suspicious. So it's now for the guy to assure her and reassure her, and also create boundaries. See, some people don't have boundaries.
That's the thing.
Being nice is not a fruit of the spirit.
Being kind is a fruit of the spirit.
Being nice is not a fruit of the spirit. So even in your niceness towards a guy or towards a lady, have boundaries. Why? Because of issues like this. So when your partner begins to feel uneasy, begins to feel fear, begins to experience doubt, experience insecurities.
Yeah, insecurity.
It's not because they want to, but you have created an atmosphere for that to happen.
Yeah.
So it's left for you to communicate truthfully, honestly with them and create boundaries. You get?
Yes.
So without these things being in place, definitely, wala go dey. You're taking it all in.
Yes. Wow.
Make I ask you one question.
Okay.
You don't test person loyalty before. Oh yeah, confess. It's welcome back to the live podcast. It's your safe space. Oh yeah.
Yes, I have.
No, say it out. Me then hear.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay. Spill now.
If you want me to tell you the story,
Spill.
2-5 each person. Oh yeah.
Just 2-5 in dollars or in pounds.
In dollars. In
Okay.
dollars.
In fact, it's 2-5 in naira.
No. So it's nothing much. Should I say it's funny. I was just bored that day. Sleep refused to come my eyes. So I said, let me even try this thing that everybody's trying and see if this thing is actually real. And I was with my cousin, right? And then I told her that I woke her up and I was like, okay, can you please chat this person up? And just like you want to.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. Was it my cousin or my friend? My friend, a friend of mine. And the person was like, you like Wala. And I said, just try. Sleep no will come my eyes. And
there is no sleep for the wicked.
And she did chat this person up and she did it very well. And the person was like, when she was becoming very serious, the person was like, no, I have a girlfriend.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
You don't say Sha.
You don't say.
And the person was like, no, I have a girlfriend. And she was like, oh, you have a girlfriend. Okay, what was the name of the girlfriend?
Okay, so he didn't know the person he was chatting with. Okay.
He was like, I don't like the way this conversation is going. I have a girlfriend. And because I know where it's heading already. Yeah. And she was like, you have a girlfriend. What's the name of the girlfriend safe that you're proud of? And he mentioned my name.
Aww. That's doing you.
But yeah, so that's a past tense. So yeah, I have done it before.
So did you eventually sleep?
So, yeah, yes, I did sleep. I slept after I did that.
Try.
So
don't let me say what's in my mind.
Just say.
I will say it.
So yeah, I did that. I've done it. And not that it was a planned thing. Like I said, sleep refused to calm my eyes. And I don't feel like reading. So I said, let me just try something creative.
Something creative you did.
And then yes, that was the outcome. And
okay.
What about you? Have you done it before? Okay. Have you tested someone's loyalty?
Not in that sense. So for me, what I did was I wanted to see how mature this person was going to handle a particular situation.
Yeah.
So I told the person I had a particular experience in the past.
Yeah.
So this was before I became a teenager.
Yeah.
So I told the person, I don't know, say it give her sleepless nights.
Oh.
Being that you don't know this person, it's in the past. You have no idea who this person is.
Yeah.
You didn't even know me at the time.
Yeah.
So we met when I was a teenager. So I told you about an experience that I had before I became a teenager. And then you know if you sleep. And eventually, after some years, now began to ask me, this person, you want to call, if I have the person's contact, like call the person, and I said, for what? Oga, rest your case. Rest the matter. You know they dear. You don't know the person.
Yeah, you even know how it happened.
Exactly. So I just told you because I wanted to be transparent. Just how you shared certain experiences with people. So that told me this person is not matured enough to handle certain things. So, for example, if I say I did something worse, or maybe maybe I have a scar, or someone chopped off my finger when I was 2.
You want to go and
You
find
now
the
want to go
person
and find the person.
and chop up the person's finger too. That's actually immature.
You get so
Yes.
they just little things like that. I think that was just it. That
That was
it.
only what you
And
did.
so carry weight like this one.
Mine is not waiting.
You ain't
now.
no fit sleep.
No.
You were just a think bad thing.
No,
Somebody's son. You want to put the person in trouble.
I'm
So
a-
what would you have done if you had fallen for the lady? What would you have
if
done?
you had fallen, okay. I don't know. If he had fallen, I wouldn't have felt bad.
Nah, lie, you go cry.
I will feel bad, but not as when like the way the lady you talked about felt really bad, because it was just something that should I say, at that time my mind wasn't all into it.
Can you imagine? You're the one that the test should have been carried out on. Yes. You should have been the candidates for that test. Can you imagine? You see as it's no balance, wa?
Don't judge me.
Okay.
We listen, we don't judge.
Listen, we don't judge.
So are you okay, I don't know. You said it, but I still want to hear it. Are you in support of people testing their partners?
Okay. Truth be told, it's not about me being in support of it. It's about asking if it is the right thing, if it is right, if it is correct, if it is if it is right, if it is correct, if it's a good thing.
Is it a good thing?
It
Is
is
it right?
See, we've mentioned the good, the bad, and the
And the
ugly
ugly.
of what can come up from it. Can you handle it? This is what you should think of. Can you
That's
handle
the
the
thing.
results? Can you handle the aftermath?
Talking about can you handle, there was this lady that, let me share the story. There was this lady that, this one, she's even married. That's the painful part. She was married to this man, and the husband told her that he was traveling to, I think, was it Enugu, one state like that within Nigeria, that he was traveling for business, and he said okay, and that he didn't have enough money. She has been the one holding the family, that he needed some. Though she has been suspecting, but she loves her husband and she trusts him, so she just pushed the suspicions one side. So this man left, and she gave him some amount of money for his business. And a few days later, the mother called him that your husband was involved in an accident.
Try.
I can't recall the name, outside the country.
I mean, like,
He was involved, he was involved in she's pregnant. She was pregnant at that time. He was involved in an accident outside the country with a lady. And when they did, she was like, which husband? My husband traveled to Enugu. My husband is now a twin.
no, Enugu in the abroad.
Oh, I don't understand. And the mother of the guy was like outside the country. He told his family.
Whoa.
And the painful part was they were aware.
He didn't tell his wife.
He did not.
Wow.
He has been hiding it. And that lady has a son.
Child.
So
You see, there is nothing you do in the secret that will not be exposed.
that's the thing. And now they said they need her assistance, because she's the one that is wealthy here. They need her assistance for them to do him a surgery, to carry out a surgery on him, because the accident was very fatal. And she was asking that, she said she's not going to send any money, because the husband she know is in Enugu. So the one they're talking about, she doesn't know. And I said, yeah, I agree though. I said, yes, she should not assist, because he's wicked.
You see what people can take, what people dish out they can't take it
They
themselves.
can't take it.
And sometimes you have families, you see his family calling her and all that. What if she was the one that cheated on him?
They will not take it lightly on her.
So don't dish out all you cannot take. If it's cool, if it's okay for someone to test your loyalty, and you're cool with it, okay. But if you know you can't take it, it's unacceptable to you, don't do it to someone else. So it still boils down to fear, insecurity, lack of communication, distrust.
That's why all of this is happening.
That's the only reason.
For me, I'm in support to test loyalty. Now test.
So if you test loyalty and the result is negative, what would you do?
I'll cry.
That's all. And then you move on.
I'll come out from the relationship.
Oh, okay. Let's assume it's someone you're married to. What now happens?
Let's not assume. We'll stop assuming.
No, the truth is there are people out there who are in marriages and these things, and they're experiencing.
If it's someone,
these things,
if it's someone that is in a relation, married, you said, and then the person tests his or her partner's loyalty and finds out that they are cheating. You guys should first of all talk about it, because this thing is, who knows, this person has been doing it even before they got married. Because how will you be handling it? You're married and you're still handling it well, and your partner doesn't know about it.
Oh well, what if it's just to prove? There are people that are very good at covering their tracks. So you go ahead and do the test just to prove. You see, we don't want anything controversial here. We have our I'll just mention them as uncle and auntie.
Yeah.
So Solowise's uncle, who is having an issue with my auntie, right? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. If you get it, you get it.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
Well, so they've been asking my auntie to bring proof. My auntie has not brought proof, but my auntie has said a lot of things about Solowise's uncle.
Yeah.
So the thing now is, without proof, you cannot prove anything.
Yeah.
Because it will just be heresy. It will just be all words
without proof.
So, and even if you take it to the court without proof, even if the person is guilty, useless. They cannot. The case is useless. So my point is, sometimes some men will gaslight you, or some women will do the same to the man because they are aware that this person has no proof, no evidence whatsoever, and then they deny and make the other person look like they're insecure, they're the bad person. You understand? Yeah. It's maybe they are the ones doing it and projecting on the other person just to cover their track. People do say all manner of things.
Yeah.
And then that is why some other people will go and carry out that test just for them to have evidence to present to people. That, see, I caught this person red-handed. This is the evidence. You get?
Yeah.
So that is one thing. That's one of the reasons why people will go ahead to do it, especially in marriages. Because you want to prove to the person that you really caught them. Just because they say they are doing it, but they are saying they are not doing it. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I understand. The question that is going through my head is, why stress yourself?
Who?
The people that are faulty.
Okay, why stress yourself? And they have the strength
why
to go
stress
through.
yourself? You see some relationship that this guy loves this lady, or the lady loves this guy with all of her heart, just like the story we shared. And then they are still going. You're still doing bad things.
Yeah, it's like you are given fried rice with chicken,
Mm-hmm.
and then you now see jollof rice and turkey, and you want both. Your belly
That's
don't full.
greediness.
Your belly don't full. Oh. But you still want the jollof rice. And let me say it the way we say turkey. You still want the jollof rice and turkey. And if they bring ice cream, you want the ice cream on top of the whole thing. So it's greed.
To run your stomach.
So it's greed. Like they say, a wolf they run belly.
Yes.
So that one is a wolf, and it will run your belly over time. So both men and women are both are guilty of this. So it's not one-sided. Because some people will say it's the men, and others will say it's the women. The truth is, men and women do these things. So it's for us to call these things out and let's reason. Sometimes we do things we don't even think about the repercussion. But what I would like to ask is, how far is too far?
How far is too far?
I saw a video again of a lady that was trying to test a man of God.
Okay. Okay.
So you can imagine, she stopped him, accosted him, told him that she was trying to reach her boyfriend or a man that she was supposed to meet up with. The guy's line wasn't going through anymore, so the man should help her. A pastor was holding his Bible. He said he was going to church to preach. And he said that she didn't have money, so he should give her money. That she saw what's it called? A motel somewhere close that they could just go there, and then she just, she'd give him, and then pastor said, me, I am truly born again, and I have the fear of God. I'm going to church to preach. The lady kept insisting. She's turned around that he should look at her now. She's what's it called now?
It's giving.
She's giving. They should look at her now. They just enter there sharp. Nobody go know. She did do a man of God. Nobody go know. Pastor said, I am a man of God. I fear God. I am a truly born again person, and I'm going to church to preach. My sister, help you.
So upset.
No, the girl continued. Eventually, the man brought out money from his pocket. He gave her 4K. He kept the remaining change. And he said, see this money, use it. She said she came from the island, or is it she came from the mainland? No, yeah. I think island, and she was going to the mainland also. Give her the 4,000 that she should manage it anywhere where he carry her reach. She should manage it. And this change, he will manage it for offering in church. Wanted to leave. That was when she now stopped him and said that she was a content creator. And then she since it was Sunday, she decided to test a man of God. So imagine if the guy had jabo.
And she was recording.
Yes, now take watch out. So
good.
So she asked. She told him that it was something that they decided to do, and some of her fans said if she tried it to the man of God and he,
falls for it.
He doesn't fall for it, they should give him $1,000. So that was how she gave him $1,000. And the man, he fell to the ground. He was like, "Oh, thank God that he didn't have money," and then he left the house without giving them food. So he just wanted to go and preach. He had a preaching engagement. He wanted to go and preach and then return, and all that. So imagine because it's not just about losing the $1,000. That can always come, but your integrity and internet. We're not saying national TV. It is global.
Internet doesn't forget.
And internet doesn't forget. Imagine this happens. How if you were my dad? How one day walk up for streets?
You wear face mask.
How? Please let me breathe. You understand?
Yeah.
So things like this happen. So how far is too far? The girl has mind though to test a man of God, but really there are clergymen on both sides who do these things. You understand? The guy was just very fortunate that he wasn't loose. He was disciplined, he had his principles, and he had the fear of God above all. So what if it had happened? Now you see that for the next how many weeks, it is the guy that will be trending online. And they will not just talk about the guy. All of us.
Yes, from collecting side. Collection side.
So how far is too far? Wow. There are some that have done it to their parents, and it has brought a crack in their parents' relationships. So how far is too far?
There's one that happened once. This one is so funny. I was on my way back from an event that day, and I was inside the tricycle with this man. I knew where I noticed his body language. So there was this ring that was in my bag. I just put it on my wedding finger.
Engagement. Okay, my wedding finger.
Wedding finger. And then I just sat down, and he was like, very huge man. Hello. I said, yes, good evening. Good afternoon, sir. He said, how are you? I said, I'm fine. He said, you look good. I said, thank you, sir. I would like to have your contact. I said, sir, I'm married. He now showed me his ring. I'm also married. Our rings cannot stop our love.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
I was shocked. I just looked at him. I said, sir? He said, yes. Our rings cannot stop our love.
God.
I was like, now this man's wife.
That'll be a good title for a movie. Our rings cannot stop our love.
I said this man's wife now will be at home, expecting her husband, her lovely husband. And the man is here doing rings cannot stop love. I felt really bad. I said, I just tried to put, I'm not going to be in her shoe, God. I just tried to put myself in her shoe. That how would she feel if she finds out, or if someone just tells her that this is what her husband did?
Or even, how would you even feel if it was your husband?
If it was,
so you can imagine. I just you. When I had this neighbor, when she was pregnant with her first baby, she was like, I think between 7 and 8 months gone, and she had beled long. My sister entered somewhere around our where we live to go and get something. You won't believe, a guy stopped her to toast her with her long belly. So some people don't have boundaries with her belly. She's like, Oga, I'm pregnant. And say, even though.
Is he possessed?
Some people have boundaries, some people have shame.
Some people don't just have boundaries.
And it's disrespectful. Especially when you say, I'm in a relationship or I am married, I still make advances.
That's the thing. I had to fake it. And Auguste said, our rings cannot stop our love.
So what did you do? Run.
I was inside I can't jump out of the tricycle now. I was irritated. I was upset. The respect I felt, I was like, if I had known, I wouldn't have greeted him in the first place. So it was very disgusting to think that he was even well dressed.
Yeah.
But he did not have sense.
So he was well dressed, but he did not have sense. So honestly, people will be people. But it takes us making conscious effort to be good people, to be better persons, and not meet out what we cannot take ourselves. So in situations like this, what do? We communicate. Effective communication is very important.
You seek clarity. Through conversations.
Be honest with each other. If you can't manage it well, talk to someone both of you respect, so that you get, and if there's anything or anyone that is threatening your relationship, you weigh the options. Is this person worth destroying? I mean, losing what I have. You get, so sometimes you have to weigh, will you go with Okay, so um that and yeah, so we learn to entrust our relationships to God. You
Yeah.
feel any form of fear or doubt, have the conversation like we've said before. Seek counsel, pray about
That's
it.
why you're making the
Pray.
center.
Yes, pray about
Center
it.
of your
Pray
relationship.
about it. Pray about it. The Holy Spirit cannot mislead you in any way. So and see, sometimes people see the red flags.
And they're still
They say shook
collective.
head, hoping that with me, oh, it will not happen.
You know, I saw something. I saw a write up. A lady said. She said her boyfriend, or like, let me say her fiance,
Okay.
is nonchalant,
Ooh.
but she believes that when she gives birth, they get married. They
Wow.
will change for the sake of the kids.
Oh, so romantic. Oh my god. Yeah, pele. Pele.
And it was like, you see the problems ladies put themselves into. You see that this guy is nonchalant, and you're saying when you give birth, it's going to change for the sake of the kids. He won't. My darling, he won't. Run.
See, in a nutshell, don't lead anybody on. If you know you cannot deal, leave somebody's child alone.
Oh,
Leave people's children alone.
don't do any games.
So
Please,
if you cannot stay with one person, let them go. They'll find someone who is better,
they will.
who will take care of them, who will appreciate them, and who will choose them above all others. So please just
If
walk
you're
away.
looking for something fun to do, like I always say, there are so many sports out there. Instead of going into a relationship, it's not a recreational activity.
The relationship is not a
Go
recreational
and
activity.
join
Oh my God.
basketball if you are tall. They would not ask ice here. I would have said go and do ice skating. Don't stress anybody's child, please. God bless you. We believe that with these few points of ours, you've learned a thing or two. And for those of us that have so many questions, maybe we were not able to answer the question that is in your head, please do well to drop it in the comments.
Not just your head, or your heart.
In
as
your
well.
heart. Please do well to drop it in the comments and we will respond to your question. And if you know you can't take what will come out from that, for those of you that will still not listen, you still want to do that trap, you want to set that trap. If you know you can't handle the outcome, please don't. Some people see the outcome and they faint. Instead of you fainting now, why not just, you know that your instinct is telling you, just sit down and have a reasonable conversation. And just like you said, call someone that you both respect. And then God will
And
help
the
us.
people that we respect, please have sense too, because sometimes they might use their own to come and scatter the whole thing. Because you guys in their heads, you look good together, and they want you guys to be together.
To be together.
They will not.
They're not, don't leave.
Don't leave. Stay.
Stay together.
So, as much as you respect people and seek their counsel, have enough sense to ask your Father in heaven for the final word, for the final instruction, for the final counsel. So you've heard, relationship is not a recreational activity. If you are looking for a recreational activity, go swimming, go bungee jumping,
Go hiking.
go hiking, go and play basketball. Thank you.
Or go and even learn how to cook if you don't know how to cook. Have you tried this thing? Fried rice with turkey. Have you tried akara with custard? What about bole? Go and try those things. Please, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? And you are looking at me smiling. Please now, subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to also click on the notification bell so you get to be notified on all of the videos that will be posted here on this channel. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and God bless you.
Amen. Love you.